Welcome to Living an Abundant Life After 70. And today we're going to be talking about a sore subject, one that's a real sore subject with me, and that's dealing with scam artists, scammers that are trying to take advantage of seniors. And normally I try to keep this very positive channel. I focus on all the good things about being 70. I do love being 70, and I do think that all of us still have a lot of life to be lived, but it can be nerve-ending thing to have to deal with stuff like this. So I wanted to bring it up, make people aware, and hopefully save someone some money. On this channel, I try to focus on all of the positive things about being 70, but there is one negative thing that I notice happening more and more that I just had to bring up on this channel. And I want you all to be aware of it and not be scared of it, but be aware of it and don't make the mistake of being sucked in by scammers that call you, text you, email you with all types of fraudulent asks. And by that, I mean they want your money and they are making it sound like you owe them something, that you have a debt that needs to be paid. They act as if they're the IRS, if they are the police, if they're the sheriff. And I'm going to go over some of those today so that you can be aware. And because of access through the internet, their scams are reported to be at all-time highs now. And compared to younger people, for every $400 that someone in their 20s is being scammed for, people over 60 are being scammed for at least $1,000. Now I'm going to read to you a couple things that I found and some little bit of statistics on the rate of fraud in our country for people over 60. In older Americans, there have been over 16.6 billion in scams. That's awful. That's a lot of money. Now, they're only going by what's being reported, though. And I know that I have received stuff pretty much every day. I get a text of some kind, and I'm going to show you a few of the things that I've received over the last month or so. And it's amazing. They are very, very good at what they do. The texts and the emails, the phone calls that you receive seem very authentic. And I even had my cousin who's 50. He received a phone call from our area police saying that they were calling on behalf of the IRS, that he owed some back taxes, that he hadn't responded, and they needed to collect from him $1,400, or they were going to come pick him up at his house. And I'm amazed that he believed them and didn't. I mean, he was in the process of purchasing a home, so he was worried that that was going to show up somewhere if it was real. So he just paid it. And fortunately, he has a good job and makes money. But most of the time, the people that are getting scammed are not in a position to pay that money or to lose that money. And so it's just showing that there are, a lot of people are being frauded, scammed, and most of us don't even report it. We get it and we just go, I've never. You figure it out because they say you're being charged for something that you never bought, and you never bought it. But they know how to target, especially older people, when it comes to things about your Social Security, things about IRS. And I'll show you, as I mentioned before, a couple of things that I received just over the last couple of days that anybody receiving it might think, oh, did that charge go on? I'm going to call and refute that. So here we go. Just yesterday, I received this text from someone who said they were from the local sheriff's department and that they needed me to call them regarding a sensitive matter, a sensitive legal matter. And at first I looked at that and I thought, well, what's going on? I wonder what that could be. And instead of just texting back or calling the number that they listed below, I went online and just went to Google and I just typed in sheriff scam about legal matters. And a whole bunch of things popped up. There are apparently people who are impersonating officers, and they can, it's public information. You can find out who all of the sheriffs in your area are, and they're actually using a real name. And so if you were to call the sheriff's department and ask, is there a sheriff, and say their name, then they would say, yeah, there is a sheriff by that name. And some people would only take it that far. And but if you were to call not the number on the text, but go to Google or go to your however you find your phone numbers in your area and call your local sheriff's department and ask to speak to that sheriff or to find out usually at the front desk they're going to know whoever answers the phone they're going to know what if there's anything that your name is attached to. And so, do a little investigation. Don't just automatically respond. The number that's in the text is going to get you to someone, whoever sent that text to you, and they probably can. They've got figured out what they're going to say when you call them, and they're going to want information from you. And according to what I found on Google, they high pressure people to scare them into giving up information. Sometimes all they want is your social security number, or they may want a bank card to take care of these things. Now, if you've been a victim of a scam like that and you've paid some money, hopefully you have stopped payment on whatever form of payment you gave them. Even if it's a credit card, stop that credit card and get a new one. Have the bank or the company that you got your credit card from reissue you a new brand new credit card. If it's your bank number or your debit card you can stop, but hopefully you don't give out any ACH information, which is your bank routing number, your bank account number, those type of things. Don't do it. The sheriff's department or anybody really who is legally trying to get a hold of you is not going to send you a text. They did try to call me also, and so they've got your number, and the guy that was talking sounded, kind of legitimate. But anyway, don't fall for it. And if there is something that's serious, you can always, contact the real number. Especially if it's, say, your bank calling you about a fraudulent charge. And that's another type of text that I receive as well, saying that somebody has charged from my Apple account and they'll give an amount, and I'll show you that one also. This next one is even more disturbing to me because I do have an Apple iPhone. I do have an Apple account, and the text came through saying that someone was trying to make a charge and using my Apple account to pay for it. Now, one thing that I hope you notice from this text that I'm showing you now is that if you look at the sender address, and it's from an iCloud account, and it's got a name before that iCloud account, and that's an email, and a lot of people have iCloud accounts, and so this person kind of gave themselves away. If I was receiving something from the Apple Store, actually, it would be an Apple Store address, and it would be a little bit more legitimate, but this person was being a little lazy and used their own email, and so that's what the Apple ID or the cloud account is, an email address. So be aware of that. Look for who is sending the text, and you can just click on the drop-down menu above the text to see who is sending it. And usually you'll find that there are a lot of scammers who send from their own email accounts, and just ignore that. I'm the kind of person, I'm very, very, I have to hold myself back because I'm very inclined to call the number and just tell somebody to, go go get a job or go do something else and stop trying to scam people. But one thing I do think happens a lot is these people, and especially some of them that you receive a phone call and you can tell it's from another country. And a lot of times those people have responded to an ad in the paper for work, and they're working for a call center, and all they're doing is doing what they're told to do. They don't even know that they're scamming people. They do believe that they've been hired by a legitimate company who is using them or employing them to collect money. And so it's sometimes just a waste of your time and a waste of your energy and all the emotion that goes into that to call and complain. The best thing you can do is report it. And you can call your local authorities, whether it's the police or even your Better Business Bureau. And that's where a lot of the claims are filed. And the last one was also saying that they were from the Apple support department. and saying that my information had been disclosed, and some of my personal information may be out there on the dark web with people charging, and to please call the number below, or debit or charges will be put through on my account and not be able to be reversed. And if you notice at the top of this text, there was also an iCloud account. Some user with an iCloud account had sent me out this information, just trying to get me to call the number below so that they could scare me into giving them some information that they don't need to have. So please, please don't be open yourself up to scams. Usually, you'll get a letter in the mail if there is something owed, if there is a judgment, a lien, any of that type of thing. Most legal matters will be sent to you by mail, not on a phone call, not on a text, um, and so, and usually not on email either. They may give you a warning on email, but normally the final statements or communication will be by registered mail, usually, but for sure by mail. Thanks again for visiting us at Living an Abundant Life After 70. Please like and subscribe. Brand new channel for the most part, and I really wanted to grow it to just show what life can be like as we grow older and not just sit back and wait for the end. I know that sounds kind of weird, but that's what I think and I see a lot of people doing. We still have a lot of life to live. We should be out enjoying ourselves and taking advantage of this wonderful life that we've been given.